Welcome, everybody. It is our first show of season 7, A Glimpse of Heaven. And we truly are going to have a glimpse of heaven with some of the incredible music from Kristin Hoffman and Andrea Brook, also known as Sonic Butterfly, and some truly amazing, powerful leaders. On tonight's show, the theme being, how are we going to up-level our tribe, locally, socially, and globally? And you are the Global Peace Tribe. I want to welcome everybody watching on Facebook. And I want to invite you, come on into the Zoom room with us. We've got enough room. And it's really easy. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com, and register. It's easy to register. There's a lot of options. Then you can come on into the Zoom room, and it's much easier for you to interact directly with Kristin and Deborah and all of our amazing presenters. Also, then of course we have your email address, and you'll get email notifications that include how to access our previous shows, including the replay of tonight and all about special events. And we're the only ones who will send you emails. You'll only get something from Deborah or myself, but it's a great way to come on into this beautiful Global Peace Tribe. I think this is our 80th show, if I'm correct. We started where the pandemic began, and we have not missed a Saturday night, bringing you amazing musicians, luminaries, and inspiration. So welcome. Finally, I want to welcome those of you watching the replay. We find about 25 to 30% of the people who watch our show either watch the replay on Unify or Love Coach Academy or the Saturday Night Live page or on our YouTube channel. So whether you're watching live right now or your ETs watching it 100 years from now, trying to figure out what that Saturday Night Live show was that tipped the scales of humanity's consciousness rising, whenever you're watching this, welcome. And to tell you more about the show, here is my wonderful producing partner, Deborah Giusti.
Welcome, everyone. So great to see you on again another season of Saturday Night Alive, Season 7, A Glimpse of Heaven. And we've been producing this show every Saturday night, and we hope to continue on because things are just growing and flowing for us. And we're so happy you're with us at this first show. And we thank you so much for your donation when you registered, and especially those who are very generous. We do this show by donation, so your generous donations are really, really helpful to allow us to produce the show every Saturday night. And we're going to have another amazing show tonight. Our theme is Upleveling Our Tribe locally, socially, and globally. So one of the constant themes of Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe is acknowledging that we're in very challenging times for almost everyone. But it's during these challenging times, whether it's your personal life or like it is right now all over the world, that there is a possibility for major growth and transformation can happen. And that's why we, the Global Peace Tribe, take the stand that we can utilize these times for major positive change that take place in our world, in our souls, in our community, in our society, and all over the world. We are the ones we've been waiting for. This is the time we've been preparing for. And more of us the more of us that are on board to raise our consciousness and play a role in the planetary awakening, the more together we can up-level our tribe for everyone. Our luminaries tonight are some of the brightest Wayshowers, and they're going to provide tools and wisdom on the micro and macro levels. And Kristin Hoffman is our guest co-host for tonight. She helped create the show, and she's going to help facilitate a beautiful experience that we're going to have tonight together. Kristin is an incredible classically trained musician who's performed throughout the world, collaborating with many musical luminaries on many projects. She is a strong advocate for peace and ocean conservation. And if you know the show Bella Gaia, she was prominently featured on that show. Her music is totally magical, coming from a source deep in her heart. And we're so happy that she's brought some incredible people for the show. And she's going to share with you tonight, right now, who's going to be on our show. And welcome, Kristin. And thank you so much for this incredible collaboration.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Scott. It is so wonderful to be back. And we are all diving into this theme of upleveling as a tribe together tonight. And I just want to say that when I think of upleveling, it starts as a seed. It starts as a conscious choice of personal empowerment. So if you're looking at the world and thinking, gosh, how are we ever going to uplevel this world? There's so much going on that feels chaotic and impossible to wrap my head around. It starts with you. And it starts with a choice that you can make to tune into yourself and say, what are my unique gifts? And how can I leverage my special gifts to offer something to my neighborhood, to my family, to my community, and ultimately to the world? Because this choice we make, it does ripple out. And just from my personal life's mission, I can say that every day I wake up and I say, okay, I'm a conscious musician. May I use my vehicle of music as a way to help connect with others, connect with the world, and create a space which inspires others to remember their gifts. And that is my personal way of upleveling that I try my very best to tune into every day. And of course, none of us are perfect. We're going to have those days where we just don't feel in tune, but we can always come back to that seed, to that choice right now in this moment. So that's what tonight is all about. And we have some incredible luminaries, wisdom keepers, and creatives to guide the way, starting with Charles Eisenstein. Charles is an essayist, speaker, and the author of several books, including The More Beautiful World Our Hearts Know Is Possible and The Ascent of Humanity. And I have to say, Charles is just an incredible inspiration. I love his videos, and you're going to be in for a treat listening to Charles. David Gershon is going to be a speaker tonight. David is founder and CEO of Empowerment Institute and has been called the #1 expert on social change. He has dedicated his life to empowering humanity to believe we can create the world of our dreams and designing the strategies to make this a reality. David is an incredible being and mentor. Thank you for being here with us tonight, David. Thank you. Reverend Sylvia Sumter. Since becoming Senior Minister of Unity of Washington, D.C. in 1991, Reverend Sylvia's inspired sermons and classes have honored all spiritual paths, revealing the common foundations of divine truth and love. And boy, does Reverend Sylvia step into this mission of divine truth and love. I have been witness, and I'm just so honored for you to be here tonight. Thank you. Next, we have music by Sonic Butterfly, Andrea Brook. Andrea is an international installation artist, musician, dancer, writer, director, yoga teacher, and transformational life catalyst. Andrea's goal in all aspects of her work is to inspire one to believe in oneself, galvanizing that belief and transforming it into action. I have been in awe during Andrea's sound check, and I am so excited for her to be here tonight. Thank you, Andrea. And we will have spoken word by Neil Garr. Neil is a philosopher, historian, researcher, and spoken word artist. He presents his research on ancient wisdom and future science of sound, vibration, and frequency, as well as in-depth explorations into ancient civilizations and archaeological discoveries. Neil will be sharing something really special tonight. I'm really looking forward. And I think that covers our speakers. I'm going to be sharing music as well tonight, and I'm looking forward to diving into the zone with you. I believe, actually, I am starting now with a piece.
That's right.
Scott,
You're up. You're up, kiddo.
Should I just go into it? Or
Absolutely.
Scott? Okay.
Well, I mean, I can always wax poetic about how wonderful you are.
Let's just stay. I'm just going to stay here. Well, hi, Scott. Hi. I'll say hello as I put my headphones on.
And, most of you probably have heard Kristin play by now, but if you haven't, put aside everything, and I invite you to just really drop in. Again, season 7, A Glimpse of Heaven, and her music takes us right there. So I'm going to drop in.
Thanks, Scott. So, welcome everyone. I'm going to explore as the first piece tonight a zone that I call Solom, songs of light. Sol being light, Om being the vibration of the universe, and they're literally weaving together. And I thought we'd just start with this Solom improvisation and send our intentions together into the music. This is our time to plant that seed, to plant that vision, to feel the inspiration, reconnect to who you are, what your unique gift and offering is to this world. Let the music take you on that journey. This song has never been written. I'm just going to be tuning into what wants to come through in this moment, inspired by you all and the energy field that we are holding together. Here we go. gift of who you are. Plant that seed into this earth and shine your light. Plant the seed into this earth and shine your light tonight. Just plant that seed of who you are and shine your light tonight. Just plant that seed. It's who you are. We're all opening now. Ooh, just plant that seed of who you are into the earth and let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
I want to invite everyone just to stay in this beautiful space that Kristin has created for us. Just imagine heaven on earth is already here. Whether you imagine it is in the future or right now, it's up to you. Just imagine what it feels like when we could just relax and go, oh, we made it. I'm here with beloveds. I'm safe. I'm in ecstasy. I'm in joy. And together we're building a bridge into that perfect moment. Thank you so much, Kristin.
Thank you so much. And coming back into my body.
Well, while you come into your body, I want to remind people of how they can support you. You know, it's so important, everybody, for us to support our musical friends. The pandemic has been so hard for musicians. The festivals, the concerts, clubs, restaurants, I mean, almost all of their ways of making money aren't happening. And so let's support Kristin. Certainly start by going to her website. It's Kristin Hoffman with 2 N's at the end of Hoffman, KristinHoffman.com. And you definitely want to immediately sign up, get on her mailing list so that, you can find out all things Kristin. But I want to then direct you to her wonderful membership site. And I've become a member. I joined her Patreon family, and it's so cool being part of her Sonic Soul family. I chose to become a Crown member, and she does amazing. Once a month, she brings us all together. She also sends all sorts of special things out. Now, if 77 is more than you can afford, there's an $11 a month, $33 a month. And this way she has, it's really good to have an ongoing income. So please, I want to encourage all of us, let's join and support Kristin. because we need the Kristin Hoffmans of the world to be well supported.
Thanks, Scott. That's so sweet. That means a lot to me. Yes, we've been having incredible monthly Sonic Soul Family gatherings where there's a bit of music, there's bookends of music, one solo piece, and then one piece that I choose that has to do with the theme of the day. And then in between, we have authentic sharing from the heart. And it's been truly healing and inspirational space to be in. Speaking of healing and inspirational space, our next speaker is exactly that. Healing, inspirational, uplifting, light-filled. I can't tell you how honored I am to welcome Reverend Sylvia Sumter here tonight. I have known Reverend Sylvia for, about 6 years now. I met her through our beloved sister Jenna, who has been on before, and we were on a retreat together, and then we've had a chance to dive in deeper through the evolutionary leaders, and I've had the chance to play a few times at her incredible church in DC, and wow, I could not be more impressed by the energy she brings, and talking about planting that seed. She plants a seed of inspiration in every single person who has the honor of hearing her Sunday sermons. So just to read a little bit about Sylvia's bio, since becoming Senior Minister of Unity of Washington, D.C. in 1991, Reverend Sylvia's inspired sermons and classes have honored all spiritual paths, revealing the common foundations of divine truth and love. Reverend Sylvia is the physical manifestation of spiritual interfaith and cultural understanding. Her ministry empowers people of all faiths to recognize our inherent divine oneness, and her outreach goes far beyond the boundaries of her church. Her Stand Up for Humanity movement has twice brought together leaders and participants of various faiths and backgrounds at the iconic Lincoln Memorial to lift up the collective consciousness and health of the planet by taking a stand for peace, inclusion, and the honoring of all life. Reverend Sylvia was also a host for viewings and discussions of Oprah Winfrey's Belief series in 2015. And here today, we get to hear from Reverend Sylvia about upleveling our tribe locally, socially, and globally. Welcome, Reverend Sylvia.
Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful. It's great to be here. Thank you for the invitation, Kristin, and to certainly be a part of this experience, this Saturday Night Alive and the Global Peace Tribe. You know, I love the play on Saturday Night Alive, because one of my favorite quotes comes from the philosopher Goethe, who says that the glory of God is man fully alive. The glory of God is woman fully alive, meaning that we are here to be this expression of life. And life, as we know it, is not stagnant. It's filled with energy and vibration and the blooming of consciousness. And so we're here to do our part to be fully alive. So I'm loving Saturday Night Alive. And I want to thank you for inviting me. And I'm thinking it's really great to be a part of this global peace tribe, because I've always wanted to be a part of a tribe. And so to say that I can now have another tribe or a group or an assembly or a gathering or a community that I can be a part of always warms my heart. And it makes me feel that I have that divine connection with all beings. I love to wordsmith a little bit. And so when I find a word that triggers my interest, I like to look into it from a metaphysical point of view and just also what it means in layman's terms. So I looked up the word tribe. And if you'll bear with me for a minute, this is what the Oxford Dictionary says about tribe. And it says that a tribe is a social division in a traditional society consisting of families or communities linked by social, economic, religious, or blood ties with a common culture and dialect, and typically having a recognized leader. There's another definition that said it's a clan or generations, or it's a group of people who live and work together in a shared geographical area. Or it says that a tribe usually has a strong sense of unity. And as I was working with this definition, I thought, well, it speaks of unity, families, communities, but there's a sense of separation that it talks about also, because we can all become attached to my clan, my tribe, my family, my community, my society, my culture. And where we think of a tribe drawing common people together, it can also separate us from one another unless we come up with a new age understanding of what it means to be in a tribe. And for me, the only tribe that seems to work right now is to understand that we are a part of humanity's tribe, that we would have a definition. If we're going to up-level life itself and take ourselves into another expression, a higher consciousness, then we might have to have a higher understanding of a tribe. And so perhaps we want to be a part of humanity's tribe, the tribe of humanity, the tribe that speaks to oneness and divine connection, the global family, the global community. So no longer seeing ourselves, although we are perhaps in a separate sense of a silo and communities, but we must begin to see ourselves and hold a new paradigm that the tribe we belong to is humanity. The tribe we belong to is a global tribe, that we are all in this together. We say that we are the ones that we've been waiting for, but that's all of us. And so I'm so excited to be here on the planet at this time, because it's a powerful, transformational time. It's a time in which every so often in the season of life, there are these, what I call peduncles, where we as a species move into another level of being. We're not Neanderthals anymore. We're people who have the internet, and we're traveling into space, but there's something magical happening. We are transforming the essence of our being. We are becoming, we say all the time that we're spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by spiritual laws. And we're having a human experience, but that's true. And we're moving out of seeing ourselves as merely human. I'm only human. No, we are divine. We are divine. And so this is an opportunity for us to step into our divine nature, step into our higher nature, the higher consciousness of who we are as wonderful creations of the universe, creating itself. Yes, we are the ones we've been waiting for, but what are we waiting for? We've been waiting for peace. We've been waiting for governments and groups of people to somehow usher us into this newfound new earth, new heaven. But what I've come to understand is a little verse that says, it's one of the Beatitudes, and it says, the meek shall inherit the earth. And at first glance, it seems like the meek might seem to be equated with the weak. But the meek are those who are open-hearted, those who are tender-hearted, those who are open to peace and harmony and the divine collective. We will inherit the earth. But what that means is we will inherit the earth by coming together and doing our part, living into who we have been called to be as spiritual beings, divine creations on this wonderful planet we call Earth, working and living in harmony with all. So I'm excited to be here at this time and into this tribe of humanity, this tribe of oneness, because it speaks to our evolution and our growth. We're moving into a new state of being, evolving. And the choice that we're making as conscious beings now is whether we're going to evolve or whether we will devolve. And I have this wonderful, unshakable faith that we are going to choose to evolve, because life itself keeps moving and growing and unfolding. And we are in this process, in the upward call and the progression of life. We are in the midst of the upward call and the progression of life. Life never goes backwards. Life goes onward, upward. It expands. And so we're in the midst of a new expansion, a new level of growth. And that means we're going to step up our game. And the ones that we've been waiting for is, oh, so what does that mean? That means that we are all here by divine appointment. Every single person on this good earth is here by divine appointment. And every single person that is here has within them, and Kristin talked about the seed, the gift of the seed of who we are. We have the seeds of greatness, the seeds of love, the seeds of the divine within us, with the ability to create a world that works for all. And everyone has a part to play and something to contribute. Oftentimes we think, well, who am I? I'll let this wonderful world leader, I'll let this thought leader, or I'll let someone else who perhaps is more equipped than I to make the changes and the transformation that we're seeking. But we are the ones. We are the meek who will inherit this earth, which means we will spread our vibration through all the corners of the earth and bring it forth into its next expression of beauty and goodness and harmony. It may not seem like that is what is taking place, but that is what is happening, because everything that is not like the truth of life itself, the goodness of life and the beauty of life, will fall away. And so it's a little messy right now, but that's okay. Because sometimes birth is messy and we are birthing a new being, a new way of being in the world. And it gets a little messy, but trust me, the end product will be beautiful because we will be a part of this divine creation, bringing our gifts, bringing our light. So what I want to know is every one of us has heard a call within our own heart and mind, because life is demanding that we level up and up level, right? So what is your life calling for right now? Because you have something to give and to share. And we're talking about, up-leveling our tribe locally, socially, and globally. Locally, it simply means to me that you bloom where you're planted. Wherever you are is the right place for you to be in this given moment in time. And where you are is your place and time to create. Create from where you are. Give from what you have. Give from who you are. Not comparing and judging and measuring. Right where you are, there's something calling for you to share and to express. And socially, I'm thinking, what else can we do if we're going to level up and up level socially? Then it's time for us to move out of our individual sense of clan and tribe to recognize I belong to the tribe of humanity. Let me go and see what my brother is doing here. So perhaps the call might be for you, and I was thinking of this for me. Reach out to someone that is not within your particular tribe, another denomination, another race, another gender. Something that you're unfamiliar, make a conscious effort to connect because they are a part of humanity's tribe. So when I make a conscious effort to say, let me go perhaps and worship. I have my own particular point of view, but let me expand. And maybe today I'll worship with my brother. I'll worship with my sister, or maybe with my colleague who I see but have not really connected with, because they're not necessarily a part of my own spiritual or cultural family or my own ethnicity or my own race. Let me go and make that connection, because it's going to happen as each one reaches one, as we all begin to open up and take down the barriers of separation and there's so many barriers of separation that we have erected, social, right? So maybe I should go and maybe connect with someone who's not in my economic domain and level and tribe. Let me go and spend time with them. Or maybe they are not of my own race or my own religion. Let me reach. It has to be a conscious effort that we are making together to move beyond, because if we are the ones we've been waiting for, that means we must do our part. And we have a part to do because we're here by divine appointment. You wouldn't be here if the universe did not have a unique expression called you that has a divine purpose to contribute something. Whether it's smiling at the stranger on the street as you pass them by, lifting up that vibration and an energy of connection, or speaking a word of truth, or greeting your neighbor, or offering to help someone that you don't know or that you do know. Whatever it is, these are noble acts. The noble act of humanity is us sharing and connecting beyond our own familiar surroundings and people and family and friends, to make this a global opportunity that everybody's my family, everybody is my friend, everybody is a part of this global expression. I'm taking a course, and one of my teachers said this that has really affected me. She said, you know, you can have disagreements with people, and we often do, but she said, never cast anyone out of your heart. And that was so powerful for me, because there are people who I have cast out of my heart because I didn't like their approach or whatever it was. And if I can remember, I can have a disagreement, I can have a different perspective, but I am making a commitment to never cast anyone out of my heart, because to do that is to breed separation, negation, inharmony. But to keep the beloved in my heart, even if I don't agree with anything they're doing, lets me know that I am a part of this wonderful humanity's tribe. So I'm going to encourage all of you to figure out, how can you do your part? What is the divine calling you to do? Where are you being asked to level up? What are you offering? As Kristin said, what is your wonderful divine gift to offer? You have something. It can be grand or it can be small, but it's needed by all. So I'm just delighted to be here, and I thank you all for this opportunity just to share with you from my heart. And happy traveling, and I'll see you on the way up.
Oh, thank you so much. It's wonderful to have you on our show. And I'm imagining people are going to want to know more. So I've gone to your website, Unity of Washington, D.C. And I love what it says right here. I am centered in spirit, eager to discover all I can do and be, which is exactly what you were just sharing. That's what the theme of our day is. Is there any particular place, anything you want to direct people to on your website here?
Oh, I also, you can do Stand Up for Humanity. I didn't get a chance to talk about that. I'm looking at that and I'm like, wow, it's just, I don't go on it to see, but like the first thing you see is Cash App. And I'm like, who put that up there? But I'm like, oh my goodness, there are other things that can be placed up there. But Stand Up for Humanity is a wonderful opportunity for people to recognize that they have a divine connection with other people. So they can go there and look at what that is all about and participate. You can leave a blurb on how you wish to stand up. One person makes a difference. What do you want to do to make a difference, and really to encourage that? So, and you can also join us online every Sunday. I'm online at 11 o'clock. And it's unityofwashingtondc.org at 11 o'clock. We live stream and have a great time. So just delighted to be here amongst you all.
Thank you so much for the wisdom and the inspiration. Thank you very much. Absolutely perfect. God bless you. Kristin, as always, you bring on the most beautiful, incredible, perfect people.
Wasn't that amazing? I feel every cell is excited and invigorated by Reverend Sylvia's talk. That was incredible.
Before you introduce David, I just want to read a couple of the comments in the chat box. And I want to encourage everybody to respond to the Reverend's call. She asked us a few times, what does upleveling mean? What is divinity asking of us at this time? And I want to know that from all of you, if you're willing to put it in there. So I'm just going to read a couple of the ones that came in. Thank you everybody who does respond, whether you've already have. Carol wrote, I opened my heart to some family members this year, and we're getting along much better because of that new effort. Isn't that as wonderful a thing as we can possibly do? I see Reverend is nodding her head and smiling with that. Absolutely. Dr. Charlotte Manning repeated what the Reverend had said, never cast anyone out of my heart. How profound. Eleanor Joy, one of our regulars, writes, consciously opening up to learning about others through reading, webinars, and radio programs. Absolutely. Let's not just stay in the echo chamber of whatever our particular, that's what social media does. They figure out, what you are into, and they just keep repeating it over and over. And then we lose objectivity. I'm imagining Charles might address that later today. Last thing that I'll read from George, who's one of our regulars. George writes, that's it, Sylvia. I'm a cultural creative, offering my vision for others to consider and sharing excitement, hopefully inspiration. ML writes, Reverend Sylvia is my minister. I had no idea she was going to be on tonight. So isn't that beautiful? Anyway, thank you. So I'm going to bring you back on for one more moment, just so we can all twinkle you. Here at Saturday Night Live, we twinkle. And I see another 12 messages have come in while I was reading that. So I'll look forward to reading those.
We love you, Reverend Sylvia. Thank you so much for the gift of your inspiration, your wisdom, your light, and your presence. Thank you.
Beautiful. All right.
Okay. Well, for those of you who were with us during the pre-show, you already know that you are in the presence of some more greatness coming up with our dear David Gershon. And for those of you who were not in the pre-show, you're in for a real treat. David Gershon is founder and CEO of the Empowerment Institute and has been called the #1 expert on social change. He has dedicated his life to empowering humanity to believe that we can create the world of our dreams and designing the strategies to make this a reality. Based on his decades of empowerment and transformative social change experience, he has architected a bold plan to change the world called Reinventing the Planet. That is no small feat, is it? His Peace on Earth by 2030 game plays a central role in this grand strategy and builds upon his experience organizing the 1986 First Earth Run, in which a torch of peace was witnessed by 1 billion people, encircled the planet, stopping wars and uniting people as one. And maybe if I have a moment in time during this program, I'll run to my living room and get the torch of peace, because David has actually allowed me to be a caretaker of the torch of peace. And it's just such an incredible gift. And I think it would be awesome to just have it here for a moment during our show. But David, thank you for being here. You have brought so much awareness to my life. From the minute I met you at Ghost Ranch on an evolutionary leaders retreat, I knew that you were a soul on my path for a very specific reason, to help me up-level amidst this tribe of humanity. You really make up-leveling your breath. You wake up every day and you work diligently at this goal. I am in awe of your dedication. And thank you, dear friend, for coming on tonight and sharing your gifts with us. So.
Thank you, Kristin, for your kind words, for your friendship, for your beautiful music, for having a voice that up-levels us all every time. I'm almost never not crying whenever you sing.
Love you. Well, David and I are going to do a little dialogue format, or I'm going to ask some questions and we'll see, we'll let David take each question from there. So here we go. As someone who dives deep into the evolution of social change systems, can you talk a bit about the basic difference between between systems of social change 1.0 and social change 2.0? This is a very important concept that David has written about for years. Here we go.
So this is a heady conversation. So let me start with the heart and then move into the head. We are struggling as a species to figure out what to do about our plight. We have many challenges, climate being one, our differences being another, that have polarized us. And these are entrenched systemic problems. And they need more thought than just passing laws or awareness campaigns or conscious raising by themselves. So I've built a model. We call it social change 2.0 or second order change. So let me explain that model a little bit. So our world, our civilization is a function of many social systems: healthcare, education, political, financial. And those social systems, as we know, are not working very well. In fact, they're broken, as we're watching, particularly in Washington right now, among many other places around the world. And when those social systems start to become dysfunctional, they start to perturbate or oscillate, and they start to get, they start to become unmoored from that which keeps them in place, and they break down or they become marginally functional. When that happens, something very powerful also happens, which is that they can also break through to a higher level of performance and social value. And that's called second order change. And they can't do that unless they are, in fact, unmoored. So this is a transformational moment. The question is, how do we move a social system to a higher level of performance and social value, second order change? That's the book I wrote, Social Change 2.0. And this Reinventing the Planet grand strategy has identified 5 levers, 5 high leverage points that allow us to move into that place. And let me just make one small point. Second order change compared to first order change is very distinctly different. First order is incremental, second order is transformational. First order is basically 4 things: passing laws, command and control, or financing, which is paying or asking people to change by financial means, awareness campaigns or protest. And when those means are not delivering against the transformative change that we are looking for, people get very deflated and they're looking for another way. And this is another way. It's not exclusive. 1.0 is still needed, but it's an important other element that can really create traction.
Thank you, David. So we find ourselves, as you mentioned, in complex times. What are some ways you have been personally working to implement these upgraded systems of social change that you've been speaking about into our world on local, social, and global levels?
So this is a long life journey. I've been working on these 5 issues. So basically the issues that we tackle are the ones that are most challenging for humanity: war, climate, ecological, ecosystem breakdown from climate change, and poverty. So we're going for the levers. And then the other 2 that we're working on is upgrading our knowledge system on how we create change, changing the way we think about change itself. And then the money piece, how to bring enough financial resources to the issues that matter so we can actually resource the change. So those are the 5 levers of our Reinventing the Planet grand strategy. On a local level and a city level, right now we are getting ready to launch and announce the winners of 5 cities in our Cool City Challenge to create carbon neutral cities by 2030. 5 cities across California. We've raised enough money to invest $1 million in each city to demonstrate to the world that we can achieve carbon neutrality in a decade. So that's a great opportunity for the world to see that there is a second order change solution to climate change. And we've been getting a tremendous response. We're working at very many levels within that state, including at the top levels with the governor and others. Peace and Earth game, which we talked about earlier, is truly bottom up. And that's getting people to play this game that creates these 7 actions that if enough people play it, starts to change the way we relate to one another. So changing the way we think about change starts also with how we show up in our world. And the third thing that we're doing that's showing up at the local and different and really all the levels is that we're working across Africa and India and the Middle East to empower women who are most disenfranchised with this process that we've developed. And that's getting a lot of traction also. These are programs that have been around for decades that are now really all getting ready to scale. So those are examples of different ways that people are engaging and could engage.
Amazing. And what do you recommend? So if someone's listening tonight and they feel like, oh, I want to get involved, what do you recommend for those who are eager to become active 2.0 change makers in our world? And where are some good places to begin? Where can we just dive in?
I think the simplest thing for everyone listening, and the one that is most universal, is to be part of the game that Kristin was the first team leader of, peace2030.earth. And that allows you to start playing in your own household, with your own friends, with your own neighborhood. So peace2030.earth is a great place to go. And one of the places in particular that's quite powerful is what we call the Peace on Earth zones, where people can learn how to bring the game to their community. And we're doing that now all over the world. And we've had hundreds of thousands of people involved. And this shows you how to create a Peace on Earth zone in your community. This month, we have something called the Peace on Earth game, Peace Month. So people are also playing the game, literally one action, befriending the other, which probably is the simplest and most profound thing we can do, is reach out to someone who you would normally not speak to because they're different politically, ethnically, racially, whatever, and befriend them. And that is the most profound thing that I would invite us all to do. We do that, the world starts dramatically changing.
So true, so true. And lastly, I know you mentioned the levers of reinventing the planet grand strategy, but is there anything that you'd like to add about the grand big picture? And also, is there hope? Is there a way forward? What's your view, David?
I am a profound optimist because I believe in humanity. I have seen us at our best. And we have everything we need. The limiting belief we have to transform is that we can't till we can. There is really literally no reason why we can't create the world of our dreams. Literally none, other than we don't believe it and we haven't learned how. So there's a lot of how knowledge and there's a lot of strategies that are now available, and the world is so ready. So hope, absolutely. I would say my main takeaway is we can move a lot faster than we might imagine. There's not one solution that does not have the ability to move rapidly. My favorite ending quote is a quote from John Gardner, who says, "The world is full of breathtaking opportunities disguised as insoluble problems." So let us find the breathtaking opportunities. The problem is the vehicle through which we discover the opportunity. So with that said, that would be my offering, is to find the breathtaking opportunities that exist. Whatever problem you find intractable, there's an opportunity inside of it.
I love that. Well, I think that concludes our questions. And David, I'm so grateful for your inspiration and just being present with us around this whole upleveling as we dive in together. And I'm actually going to share.
Yeah, let me say something.
You want to say something? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Let me say something about this piece. I get the opportunity to reintroduce Kristin.
Okay.
So in the earlier part of the show, we talked about this idea that practicing these 7 actions of the game is the portal into the Golden Age. And we asked Kristin to create the Golden Age Anthem that embodies the 7 frequencies that are in the essence of each of the actions. So this is got to be one of the most profound songs that I have ever heard. And you have the voice that has been made from heaven to create this song and give us the inspiration for what a glimpse of heaven looks like, to coin a term that is now our theme for tonight. So Kristin, take us to the Golden Age, please.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Let's see here. Oops. 1 second. Here we go. Sorry, everyone. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. One moment. Here we go. Okay. That's what I wanted. Okay. Welcome to the Golden Age. Welcome to the Golden Age. High frequency, our DNA, anchored in our will to shine, with peace on earth, our guiding light. Our initiation has begun, so close your eyes, heartbeat as one. We are one. Transformation is now. Feel the sun, golden light shining down. When we dream as one, we hold the key to evolve. See as one. Unconditional love. Welcome to the Golden Age, where presence is the only place, an opportunity to thrive in harmony with all of life. Any obstacle is overcome, hand in hand, heartbeat as one. We are one. Transformation is now. Feel the sun, golden light shining down. When we dream as one, we hold the key to evolve. See as one. Unconditional love. Faith and oneness, unity, abundance, love. Oh, love. Empowerment is raising and cooperation. Oh, faith and oneness, unity, abundance, love. Oh, love. Empowerment is raising and cooperation. Oh, we are one. Transformation is now. Feel the sun, face the sun, golden light shining down. When we dream as one, we hold the key to evolve. We hold that key. See as one. When we see as one. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. Welcome to the Golden Age, where peace on earth in one decade is held in every heart and mind, and lifted through the codes of time. Acceleration has begun. Now's our moment, live as one. Feel the rhythm of Gaia's drum. Just close your eyes, heartbeat as one. Welcome to the Golden Age, everyone. You've been initiated.
I'm going to add to the spotlight Matthew and his daughter. And there's something that really brings tears to my eyes, seeing this beautiful family, father and his daughter, enjoying the show together and watching them move to the music. Really, really powerful. Very, very, very powerful. So God bless
Yay.
all generations. And it's grateful to have the next generation, each generation. And she gets to experience, hopefully she will experience peace on earth in 2030. Absolutely.
Yes.
So
May it be
beautiful.
She's trying to hide right now.
Okay.
Don't hide. Don't hide. We love
Can't
you.
hide. I'll turn the camera.
Oh, okay.
Well, I want to acknowledge that you have provided this beautiful song is available. And so I'm going to go to the website. And this is where people can get it off of Kristin's site. And we'll put into the chat box the link to this beautiful song. So go to Kristin Hoffman Bandcamp, or just go to the whole link, which we'll put in. And anything you want to say about the website?
Well, yes, you can just stream and download the song for free. We want everyone to have it and be able to tune in. So yes, I invite you to enjoy, and especially if you're playing the game, listen more and it'll help you tune yourself to the energy of the game.
And speaking of it,
Let's bring David on.
Yeah, David, please. I'll put David back on. And David, I'm also putting your game back on here. And a reminder to everybody, I pulled it up while David was talking about it, but it's a very simple website. Please, everybody, go to peace2030.earth, peace2030.earth. Make sure you sign up. I've got it right now on the pose zone that David was talking about. But definitely make sure you go to where it says sign up. And I noticed that, JV, there's a little bit of a glitch right now and people.
I heard that, and I spoke to our webmaster who actually is working on it, but he gave us another link if anyone wants to sign up. It's called po.earth/2021.
Here, let me write that down and I'll actually bring it up. So
poe.earth/2021.
Great. And again, tell us briefly how po.earth-2021?
po.earth/2021. Yeah.
Great.
That'll get you into the game to play if you wish.
Okay. Not quite coming up for me. po.earth/2021 or .2021?
I think it's slash.
Slash.
Okay. I tried dot. That didn't work.
Hopefully this one is working better.
Right. Still not happening, but
Well, HTTPS, that whole HTTPS, but the whole thing is https://po.earth/2021. Way too long for anyone to have to worry about. But what I would say is go to the game. It'll be resolved probably before the evening is out. So, and you can go to the team leader sign up. Sorry about that. What happened this month was that we created something called Peace Month, and we allowed people to play the Befriend the Other game, befriend the other action of the game. And I think that must have messed up the basic team leader sign up. This allows you to play the Befriend the Other game.
beautiful. I'm going to go to one last website for right now, and that is, David, your other website.
Yes.
And this is really important, reinventing.earth. And this is where, so much of what you talked about is very inspiring, but there's also a real practical plan there. And so I want to encourage people to go to the Empowerment Institute, the Center for Reinventing the Planet. and really study what's up there. It's a beautiful website. Again, it's just reinventing.earth.
And Scott, if you scroll down one little bit, you'll see a video that tells the whole story about reinventing the planet. And what you'll discover is that this beautiful music backing up the video and this beautiful animation is Kristin again. So you get a double dose, reinventing the planet and more Kristin.
Great. Well, speaking of more Kristin, more David, I want to ask everybody, get out a piece of paper or get out on your phone, your calendars, and put October 24th into your calendar, Sunday, October 24th. In the morning on my Sacred Sunday show, David is going to really show us how to play the game. We're going to play the game together. So, and we'll include some of the people who come into my Zoom room. So Sunday, October 24th, definitely join us for my Sacred Sunday show. And then in the afternoon, we are going to have Kristin Hoffman doing her Sonic Source Activation Part 2 with Beloved Cornflower. And we'll show you a little video about that a little bit later in the show. But so in the morning, it's Scott and David. In the afternoon, it's Kristin and Cornflower on Sunday, October 24th. That's 3 weeks from tomorrow.
Time's moving so fast these days. It's going to be here like that.
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
All right. Kristin, I'm going to give you a chance to go get some tea. And Deborah and I are going to talk a little bit about what we've been working on. And so I'm going to bring Deborah on together so we're both here. Beautiful show so far, Deborah. Oh, you're muted.
Definitely, totally beautiful. I know it would be. And Kristin's amazing. David's amazing. The love, the consciousness, the connection between all the people watching in the Global Peace Tribe is what we strive for on our shows. And it's really beautiful.
So we want to really let you all know about what's coming up. This is the first show of season 7, A Glimpse of Heaven, and it's really important for you to register. So for all of you that are watching on Facebook or on our YouTube channels, I'm going to pull up a Q code where you can easily register. So everybody, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, get out your trusty camera and go towards the dinosaur. And you'll see where it says open globalpeacetribe.com. That'll take you straight to our website. We're really proud of our brand new website, and register. And one of the things you'll notice right off the bat, you'll see if you're on a cell phone, there's Swami Beyondananda and Larissa Stowe, 2 of our regulars. And they did a really fun show for us. And we're going to give you a free access to that show. It's a beautiful, fun 2-hour music and comedy event. And that's our gift for registering tonight. So it's simple. Just give us your email address and boom, you're going to be in and you'll be able to have access. So please register for season 7, A Glimpse of Heaven. That's going to be from starting tonight all the way through. And our last show will be on my birthday, which is Christmas Day. So maybe we'll have a special Scott birthday party on Christmas night, Saturday night, December 25th. That'll be the last show of season 7. And every episode, for those of you that are new, every show is very special. We bring together amazing luminaries. I'm especially excited about next week's show. One of the things that we're doing a little different, starting with tonight, is you'll notice fewer presenters and giving them more time. And also really working on keeping a little bit tighter. Next week, it's all about the new global leaders that are inspiring us to awaken to our full divinity. And we're going to have Shekinah and Sananda, the twin rays, with us, Adam Apollo, Eden Amadora, Shauna Blue Star. All 5 of those individuals are truly understanding the manifestation of the new paradigm. And then great music, our beloved Nina Gray, Robert Coxon, you might have seen him before, and a new musical artist, Shyla Ray Sunshine. So that's going to be next week. And then our upcoming shows for the rest of October, just to briefly take a look at them. On October 16th, we're addressing the climate crisis. And we're bringing on some of the people who are some of our top scientists and new thought leaders to talk about the very real emergencies and the very real things we can do to still turn it all around. On October 23rd, we're all about honoring our body temple. And so we're going to have the latest on how we can all live longer, stronger. And October 30th is going to be very, very fun. It's our second time that we're doing Sacred Samhain and All Hallows Eve. We're going to invite all of you to come in costume. We'll be in costume, and we'll even have a little costume party for those of you who come in costume. And we're going to have Wiccans and psychics and some great music. So that's going to be a really fun and playful show. So we really mix it up. And to tell you a little bit more about what we're doing, and especially our website, here's Deborah.
Thank you, Scott. And first of all, I want to thank you for joining us. Joining us for the first show. You are really our core members of the Peace Tribe, and it's been an amazing experience. We've done 79 shows every Saturday night, and for Scott and I, it's truly been a spirit-inspired mission. We get a lot of downloads, we get a lot of synchronicities, we get a lot of inspiration, and we are all in. And Scott and I worked for many hours. We work every single day, even Saturday and Sunday, to pull this off. It's a huge endeavor, but we both feel it's really important. We feel like we have a soul contract to do this, and we'd love to continue. And another thing that we do that's really important is raising money for organizations. We've raised money for about 60 organizations and about 25 people in need. And this is the power of tribe and community, because all of you can send your green love, whether it's $5 or $500, and then we empower healing to an organization. Or what we did last year with the fire victims. It was really powerful to do that. So that's part of our mission too. And we have a new website. We've worked really hard with a team to create a website to make it much easier for you to see what's going on, to see all that we're offering, to see our special events, which we are going to be bringing more and more of our favorite keynotes, so you can spend a couple hours with them and go really deep and have an intimate experience with these amazing people. So we have plans for that. And we also want to evolve it into phase 2, where you can actually watch the show on the website. You don't have to be looking for Zoom. You can just go on the website and you'll be right on, and have all our replays on there so that you can access them, or shorts that we have on there. So we have a lot of creative ideas of what we want to do in phase 2. And we just feel this is all really important. And we need the green energy. We're still in the 3D reality where the green energy is really important. So we need money to ground the business. We need money to pay more people. So it's not just Scott and I doing it, but we really have an incredible team. And we want to pay for the website and continue to grow it. And honestly, Scott and I haven't taken a draw out of this since July. So it's hard for us to continue and not get sustenance. So we love your green energy. We thank you for, a lot of you have given us larger donations when you registered, and we really appreciate that. And we could use more to continue on and do the 13 shows and go to the next level, because we really want to create a new paradigm network here and really continue to get out this incredible information that is so important for our times, that counteracts all the negativity out there, because we are on the higher timeline of creating the new earth. And that's what we stand for here. So the ways you can support, if you've already registered, we have a donation portal. It's supportgpd.com, and it's actually, you can get tax deductible donations. So anytime you feel inspired, you can go to that. It's always on our emails, and I'm going to put it in the chat room. Supportgpt.com, Global Peace Tribe, GPT, supportgpt.com, and you can make a donation there anytime. If you're not registered, like you're watching a replay, go and register at globalpeacetribe.com and give us a generous donation, and that really helps. Or inspire other people to register. We really would love this good vibes to go out all over the world to the people that are really wanting this connection, this information, and so on. And just help promote for season 7. Or if you'd like to sponsor, we're getting a little less sponsorship than when we first started out. So that's been part of our situation. We're looking for more sponsors. So if you'd like to get your message out far and wide all over the world, connect with us in sponsoring. Or if you'd like to volunteer, if you have a superpower for marketing or organization or any of that, you're welcome to fill out our volunteer form. So there's a lot of ways. It really takes a village to do this, and we really appreciate all your help. And we're here, we're all in, like I said. Right, Scott? It's pretty
Thank
crazy.
you.
We are, it's beautiful.
Thank you, Deborah. You know, this particular segment of the show is usually where we're raising money for somebody else. And like Deborah said, we've raised about $150,000 for individuals and organizations. But tonight, we wanted to make it about us since we are starting season 7. And we do need support. We've been very blessed to have sponsors, but some of our most significant sponsors are kind of tapped out for the rest of the year or having to cut back. And so we are really relying now on all of you to support us so that we can continue to move this forward in wonderful ways. You know, this started as a fundraising event. We had no idea the pandemic was going to last this long. Deborah and I committed to doing this every Saturday night throughout the pandemic, and we just might be doing it for the next 10 years. I mean, who knows? It is what it is. But what has happened is we've also discovered this incredible desire for people to come together. And of course, we're bringing people together through Global Peace Tribe, but also supporting so many other organizations. And for those of you who've been watching us for a long time, you'll see that we always are supporting other conferences, other conventions, other organizations. Sometimes we're doing it by raising money for them. Sometimes it's by getting the word out about them. And it's also about supporting people like Kristin and the presenters that you're seeing tonight, because we really want for everyone to find each other and find these resources, because we do need to stay inspired. We do need to stay hopeful, and we need to support each other. I want to recognize it's been really hard for a lot of you. And so we're wanting to create a way that people that are going through hard times can get support, can connect through our website to each other and get the support that they need, whether it's just friendship, words of encouragement, or sometimes even financial support. So thank you for listening. I'm noticing I'm sheepishly going, oh my gosh, we spent all this time talking about us, but that's what we did this week. And so thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being a precious part of our Global Peace Tribe. And thank you for being who you are at this time in our world. Each and every one of us has a role to play. God's blessings to us each and all. And back to one of my favorite people who plays her role so perfectly. Here's Kristin.
Okay. I think, oh wait, am I unmuted? Yes. Okay.
We hear you.
Good. I think right now we're going to play the sonic source activation video. Am I correct?
Yes, but you're going to talk about it briefly first.
Yes. Okay. So sonic source activation, what is it? Cornflower, who is an incredible musician who I'm sure many of you have heard on Saturday Night Alive many times before, we have gone into this collaboration together. We've had one sonic source activation event so far, which was incredible. And in a nutshell, we have a kind of concert experience for 2 hours. And I share a piece. It's all improvisation. I share a piece and we suggest that you meditate or tune into visioning. And then Cornflower shares a piece with the prompt of get out your journal and feel like you just want to draw something. And then it comes back to me and I dive into improvisation while you do free flow writing and so on. The last piece is always ecstatic dance or movement. And we like to say, these are just suggestions. There's absolutely no obligation to create art or dance. You can just come and lie back and put your eye pillow on and enjoy zoning out to music. But we dive in for 2 hours. This particular sonic source activation is called Doors of Perception. And we are going to dive into some mystic poets before each piece as well to help us catalyze the space. It's going to be really beautiful. And here is the video. you can go to sonicsourceactivation.com and register now. Please join us. It's going to be a great journey.
And
Okay.
just before the next presenter, we've got one last little video, and I want to
Yes.
acknowledge Jay and Jan, who create these wonderful videos for us. So now that you've heard all about the website and all that we're doing, we want to invite all of you to join the tribe. Come and join us. All right. That's fun.
Made me want to dance.
What's
Okay.
up next?
So our next guest, I'm so excited for our next guest. Wow. You will see. You will experience. You will hear and feel all of the sensations of Sonic Butterfly. Let me tell you a little bit about Andrea Brooke of Sonic Butterfly. An international installation artist, musician, dancer, writer, director, and yoga teacher, and transformational life catalyst, Andrea's goal in all aspects of her work is to inspire one to believe in oneself, galvanizing that belief and transforming it into action. Since 2001, Andrea Brooke has presented visually and sonically stunning performances, transforming architecture and natural environments into immersive musical instruments. She has performed around the world, from the Grand Theatre in Shanghai to Richard Branson's Necker Island in the British Virgin Islands, a cathedral in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, to the streets of downtown Sao Paulo, Brazil. In 2013, Andrea designed her own long-string harp, Sonic Butterfly, a 2-octave chromatic acoustic long-string harp with 60-foot strings and projection LED wings. The strings span out over the heads of audiences, placing them inside the instrument and creating a full sensory experience, like being inside Yo-Yo Ma's cello. This year, in 2021, Andrea completed and premiered her new show, Psyche, and we are going to be blessed tonight in the after show to have a special Sonic Butterfly CD release party. So definitely stick around for more Sonic Butterfly and learning all about Psyche at the end of the main show. Andrea, thank you for being here. You have already inspired me in the brief time that we've known each other, and I'm just so excited. You're about to tell us about the genesis story of Sonic Butterfly.
Thank you so much, Kristin. It's been a delight to meet you and have you join this amazing weekly event that takes
Andrea,
place
we need you to turn your
Saturday Night
volume.
Alive.
We need your volume to be up much louder. It's very, very soft.
I think it's
actually,
just holding
probably
your
I
mic
just
up.
needed to.
Yeah.
There you go. Great.
Okay.
Okay, so it's wonderful to be here. Thank you so much. This is my third time on Saturday Night Alive, and it's really fun because the last time I was here, I was saying that I was writing a show, and that show, Psyche, is now done, and the album is out. So I'm looking forward to sharing some information about that CD and that show with you all at the after show. Please join me. But right now, where you're meeting me is inside my cocoon. I live in Ojai, California, and I have a studio and performance venue here called the Ojai Cocoon. And it's really an immersive space where you get to come inside and be inside the instrument. And Sonic Butterfly was born from San Miguel de Mexico. So Kristin was saying that one of the locations that I have played before is a cathedral in San Miguel. And I was there for the Day of the Dead. And it was an incredible event that incorporated all of these gorgeous altars all over the city, fire dancers and people dressed up, thousands of people dressed up in traditional Day of the Dead attire with their faces painted in Katrina masks, skeletons and marigolds in their hair. And it was just an extraordinary event. And as all of this is going on, monarch butterflies are flying through, tons of them, because they are returning from their yearly migration that takes them from Mexico to Canada and back to Mexico and brings them home around the Day of the Dead. And it is believed that this is the spirits of their loved ones returning home to celebrate. And I loved this story, and I was enthralled by all of the monarch butterflies. And so I inquired. I wanted to understand more about that yearly migration. And here's what happens. It's just so profound. A caterpillar is born in Mexico. And think about that. A caterpillar is like the ultimate couch potato. So if we're talking about up-leveling ourselves, we've got a long way to go from caterpillar, because it literally lives on the food it eats. It doesn't even have to get up and go to the fridge, man. It just chills right there. And so why? Why would this caterpillar choose to change? And sometimes there's very intense reasons why we choose to change. I think we've all been in our cocoons for quite a while. And so this caterpillar chooses to build that cocoon and to go inside. And as it goes inside, an extraordinary thing happens. A war of cells takes place. And the ancient Aztecs wore butterflies on their breastplates and helmets when they went into war, because a butterfly goes through the war and comes out the other side. And this is exactly what happens inside that caterpillar's cocoon, is that a war of cells takes place. And it becomes ignited, and the whole caterpillar turns to goo. And then that igniting of that cocoon ignites these imaginal discs. And the way that I imagine it is that those imaginal discs are the belief that the butterfly can fly. And so the butterfly cells begin to win. And as they win, a butterfly is formed. And here's kind of a tragic moment in it all, is here they are. They've gone through this whole transformation, this butterfly, and it's finally ready to emerge from the cocoon. And as it comes out, its wings break. Have you ever had that happen to you? I think that's happened to me so many times. Just as I'm emerging, my wings break. And then this essential moment of the wings breaking allows for an enzyme to be released. And that's what allows the butterfly to fly. And we've only just begun. We haven't even left Mexico yet. But now there is this butterfly, and that butterfly follows its internal compass. And that internal compass takes it on a journey north. And it doesn't make it to Canada, which is what I always thought. Yeah, it goes to Canada and back. But that's not how it works. It only fulfills a leg of the journey. And it takes 4 or 5 generations to reach Canada. But what's amazing is each butterfly is fulfilling its purpose. Scott, you were just talking about this, about how each of us fulfill our purpose. And each one of those butterflies fulfills its natural purpose. It lays the eggs for the next generation, it pollinates the wildflowers, and it carries the journey on, right? And so here we are, that first butterfly becomes the next generation through a caterpillar, through chrysalis, and that internal compass moving on. And finally, 4, 5 generations go through, and that 4th or 5th generation reaches Canada. And then a super generation is born. I like to call it the supersonic butterfly generation. And that super generation goes through chrysalis and then flies all the way back to Mexico and arrives for the Day of the Dead. Amazing. So I'm completely blown away by this story. And then this beautiful poem by Rumi is spoken to me. And it's spoken in Rumi's native language, and it goes like this. Hilatraho kon osharo, divanesha, divanesha, andar de leotashtara, pervanesha, pervanesha. Let go of your mind and go crazy. Yes, become mad. Jump into the fire and become the butterfly. Become the butterfly. And I heard this poem, and I realized that it was time for me to fulfill my purpose and to build a sonic butterfly in order to inspire us all to believe in that crazy idea, to go mad and say, you know, I know what my purpose is, and I'm going to fulfill it. I'm going to become the butterfly. And that's the story of Sonic Butterfly.
That is so beautiful and so perfect for our show and what this is all about, Andrea. Thank you for the inspiration. And everybody, wait until you now get to experience the Sonic Butterfly. Thank you, Andrea.
I'm going to do a piece, thank you, Scott. I'm going to do a piece called Song on the Wind. And Song on the Wind is a cover song by a wonderful husband-wife duo, Dub Sutra. And I met them down in Costa Rica at the Envision Festival. And we immediately thought, yeah, we have to collaborate together. This is fabulous. And so I've incorporated their song, Song on the Wind, and I'll play along with it in my show, Psyche. And so this song is Song on the Wind, Dub Sutra, and Sonic Butterfly.
Oh, what an exquisite experience. Absolutely exquisite. And I want to encourage everybody that our entire after show is going to be with the Sonic Butterfly, with more live performance, an incredible video. We're going to learn all about her new CD. She's going to really be providing a lot. So please stay for the after show. And a reminder that there are a few ways you can get more information. You can go to sonicbutterfly.com, her primary website. You can follow her on Instagram. It's at Sonic Butterfly Official. And she also has a YouTube channel. That's how we first discovered her. Somebody had sent us a YouTube of her performing outdoors. I remember it was outdoors near a church. And it was like, oh my God, is there any chance we could have this woman on Saturday Night Alive? And a friendship and a new connection was born that way. So again, everybody, please stay for the after show. The entire after show is going to be going deeper with Andrea. And thank you so much for, the incredible amount of work that it takes to put this together. I just really want to acknowledge the production quality and how much you put out to make something like this happen and to raise all of our vibration. Andrea, thank you so much. And we will see you shortly.
Thank you, Andrea. That was gorgeous. Thank you. Okay. And here we are in our program. I'm so thrilled that we are joined by Charles Eisenstein tonight. Charles, I don't think we've met in person yet, but you have been such an inspiration. I love watching your videos and tuning in. And I think the one thing that always amazes me is no matter what subject matter you're talking about, whether it be something that's a deep, penetrating question or something that's kind of a heavy subject matter for us to dive into, I always feel uplifted and I always feel a sense of positivity and possibility when I'm tuning in with you. And I really appreciate that. So I want to share a little bit about Charles. Charles, I actually shortened your bio a bit, so I hope you like it. Charles, and in line with our theme tonight of Upleveling, I went back and watched it. I remembered this video, one that Charles did called Moving Towards Interbeing. Go check that out. It's all about upleveling in the ways we've been talking tonight and more. So Charles Eisenstein is an essayist, speaker, and the author of several books, including The More Beautiful World Our Hearts Know Is Possible. Born in 1967 as a very sensitive, intellectual, and dreamy child, Charles was always consumed by questions like, where did I come from? Why am I here? Where am I going? So, of course, embedded in a culture that sees science and reason as the source of truth, Charles set out to figure out the answers. After graduating from Yale with a degree in mathematics and philosophy and reasoning that he was no closer to any truth he really cared about, abetted by a growing awareness of ecological devastation and social injustice in the world, Charles felt he could not wholeheartedly embrace a normal career, which I love. Whether living in Taiwan, learning and translating Chinese, studying Eastern spiritual traditions, reading voraciously about health, nutrition, globalization, spirituality, physics, and biology, having an existential crisis, or diving fully into raising a family, Charles's quest has always centered around his lifelong question, what is the origin of the wrongness of the world? And when the answer finally came one day, many years into his search, it was bigger than the question itself and began reordering his life. Charles spent the next 4 years pouring his heart and soul into a book, The Ascent of Humanity, that lays out what crystallized that day. And I just have to say this, I love this quote. Sorry, Charles, I know I'm making you wait, but it's worth it. This is beautiful. Charles says, I'm not the guy who has got it all figured out. I know that my books and other work comes from a deep, inspired source, but that source is not me. It's more like I'm connecting to a field of knowledge or to a story that wants to be told. This knowledge is as much my teacher as it is anyone else's. I'm kind of ordinary compared to some of the amazing people I keep meeting. I'm just as much in the learning as anyone else, wandering as best I can toward the more beautiful world my heart knows is possible, encumbered by the programming and the wounds of our civilization. Thank you, Charles. I love just your humbleness and your approach to being an ongoing seeker in this journey of life, and just being willing to ask the big questions and not say, I know the answer, but be in the question and take us all on that journey. So here we go. Can you talk to this theme of upleveling our humanities tribe? I think you're muted. Okay.
Clicked on you a couple times. Is it still, can you hear me now?
Yeah, put your volume up one more click if you can.
Okay, that's asking a lot here. But I bet I
think
can do it. Let's see
I think
here.
you can do it.
Yep, settings. See, maybe I'm not so ordinary after all. Look what I can do. Input.
It's about figuring out.
All
the
right, how
little
about now?
things.
How does it?
That's good. I think that's
Yep.
good. Can everyone hear Charles?
Sounds good to me. Sounds
Okay.
Okay, well, let's hope so. So, yeah, thank you for such a kind and generous introduction. And thank you also for doing this for 79 weeks. In our current time, it actually takes quite a lot of courage to stand for peace when so much of public discourse is becoming militant and partisan. To stand for peace, and sometimes you might even get accused of both sidesism or spiritual bypassing or detaching from it all. But actually, peace is not a detachment. It is a form of engagement. And it's not just the absence of conflict or the avoidance of conflict, but it's bringing a sense of a different kind of outcome to the situation, which different from what? Different from one side wins and the other side loses. So I thought I'd read a little paragraph from an essay I wrote recently. It's on my Substack somewhere. And it is addressing, obliquely at least, one of these really contentious issues of our time. So the biggest crisis facing humanity today is not vaccines or their resistors. It is not infectious disease, chronic disease, overpopulation, or nuclear weapons. It is not even climate change. The biggest crisis today is a crisis of the word. It is a crisis of agreement. It is a Babylonian crisis of communication. With coherency among us, no other problem would be hard to solve. As it stands, the prodigious powers of human creativity cancel each other out. The crystalline matrix of our co-creation has burst into shards. Why? It is not from lack of skill in communicating. It is from a habit of perception, a way of seeing each other that makes us less than what we are. So I guess if we're going to talk about upleveling, I want to take us to what I've named there as the source of our, or the main issue, the crisis of the word, which is really a crisis of communication, which, and where does that come from? As I said there, it's not that we don't have the skill. It comes from, like, the feeling of being talked at, the feeling of being in a shouting match, the feeling of not being heard. That's where the crisis of communication is coming from. Ultimately, it comes from the way that we see each other. As long as we see each other in some way as not fully human, i.e. through the lens of judgment, then we're not going to actually be able to communicate, because we're going to be communicating with a projection. Anytime we are standing in the perception of another person, or another group of people as less than ourselves, as being morally or intellectually deficient, as being less than a divine being, actually, as being less than a full divine human being. When we're standing in that, we're not in reality, and we are talking to a projection and not the actual person. Therefore, we will have no chance of coming into the coherency that is required for us to actually make real change. And as it has been for a long time, 99% of our energy will be expended battling each other, tugging on the tug of war rope, and watching as the marker in the middle moves just a tiny bit in one direction with tremendous effort, and then a tiny bit in the other direction with tremendous effort. On and on, century after century, the human condition has arguably not really improved. That would be a whole other conversation. So what we need is a different way of seeing each other and a different plot line, other than good finally defeats evil. Because guess what? Which side is good? Is it your side or the other side? Well, it's probably your side. So the other side thinks that also. And as long as the solution is to defeat evil, which is in the person of the other side, then endless war is guaranteed. That doesn't mean that you capitulate. That doesn't mean that you compromise things that are sacred to you. That doesn't mean that you don't ever engage in conflict. Peace is not the absence of conflict. What it means is that even in a fight, even in a time where you're standing up or speaking out courageously, something that might be unpopular, even in those times, you do not succumb to the illusion that the people you are speaking to are some degenerate class of being. And this requires, if you're going to stand in that, it's pretty hard to do that in the current social media environment, in the current media environment in general, where whatever news sources you look at, the other side is portrayed in the most unflattering terms. If you're looking at a left-wing site and they have a picture of, say, I don't know, Donald Trump or some conservative person, they'll choose the most awful looking, they might even Photoshop it to make it look worse. And if you're looking at a right-wing site and they have a picture of, Joe Biden or something like that, they're going to choose like the most unflattering picture of him, an invitation to hate, and a reassurance that we're the good guys. So we have to be able to say no to that invitation into the dehumanization of the other. When we are standing in the truth, which is the sacred full humanity of all humans on earth, we have access to a kind of power that is not available to someone who is only fighting the enemy. Even if it does come to a fight, we still have access to that power. And that is the power of invitation. Because the way that this is fundamental to what I was calling the power of word. Because when let's put it, the story that I hold about another person is an invitation for that person to step into the role of that story, into the role that that story assigns. So if I see you as an irredeemable psychopath or an enemy, or you're just greedy, or you're just stupid, or you're just selfish, or you're just whatever, I'm not holding space for you to be anything else. And I'm going to create the very image of my belief. because, I'm treating you like that. I mean, I'm going to seem like that to you. But if I hold a different story about you, if I hold the story that deep down, whatever our difference of opinion, you too want a more beautiful world. You too are invested with the desire to contribute to life and beauty on earth. You too care and love and have compassion. However, it might be blocked by trauma and circumstance. You too are, like I am, a divine creator on this earth. And maybe you're not acting that way right now, but I know that it's possible, and I know that that's really who you are, and I can take a stand for that. And that story is an invitation for you to hold a similar story about me, because you can sense that I'm in it with you, that I'm not your enemy, that I don't want to destroy you as the representative of evil in my quest for the victory of my side, which is good. That's the customary solution to a problem, is find something to destroy, find something to defeat, find a terrorist, an immigrant, a virus, a something to designate as the source of all of our problems, and then the solution is easy. That's war mentality. And we can up-level into the power of word, the power of invitation, the prayer that is enacted when we act in accordance with this view of the human being. And I guess I will, is there anything else I want to say? Yeah, just one quickly. Yeah. Sometimes we might doubt that truth, not only of other people, but of ourselves as well. And I would like, and if you have any of that programming, and I know I do, the programming that has me doubt my divine nature, has me doubt my deepest motivation. If you have that programming, maybe feel that relief when you touch the truth that I just enunciated of who you really are, that you are life seeking to further life. So yes, thank you for this opportunity, and I will turn it back over to you.
Charles, first of all, thank you, and stay on for a moment. A lot of the comments coming in, people are really so appreciating your depth and your wisdom. And one of the things you said really reminded me of one of the greatest teachings. I had the good fortune to study with Marshall Rosenberg, founder of Nonviolent Communication. And he urged us that if we want to create peace in the world, something for us to dedicate ourselves to do is to eliminate enemy images. And that is anytime we call somebody an idiot, an asshole, a bitch, like you talked about, it's war mentality. And so, my grandfather, when he fought in World War II, they didn't train him to kill Hans, Jürgen, and Peter. He was there to kill the dirty Nazis. The people that drop the bombs, they're not told, okay, now you're going to be hitting Abdul and Raisuli and their daughter. No, it's the evil terrorists. But we ourselves, anytime we look at somebody or even ourselves and think, what an idiot, what an asshole, any label like that, it's an enemy image, it dehumanizes, and it's an act of violence. And so if all of us tonight could just dedicate ourselves to noticing, if we still do that, and making the commitment not to do it, that is one step towards creating peace. And what you shared inspired me just to kind of bring Marshall in for a moment and offer that thought.
Mhm. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't even actually feel that good. Like, oh, those assholes, that they're an idiot. They're like, there's like maybe a momentary flush of like gratification, which really comes from like the in-group identification you get from casting that person out.
Yeah.
But that's a substitute for the real security of belonging that is so lacking in our society.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's kind of like eating junk food. You know how like junk food, it tastes good in the mouth, but then as it starts going down the stomach and it hits the stomach, it's like, oh my God, what have you done to me?
Mhm.
You just swallowed a brick. And it is like that when we say that. It's like it feels good in the moment, and then we feel that pain that we've just dehumanized somebody, that we've gone into war when we don't want to do that. So Charles, I want to encourage everyone to follow you, and his website is his name. It's Charles Eisenstein, EISENSTEIN.org. Notice it's a .org. And just want to encourage everybody, right away, sign up for his newsletter.
Actually, Scott, can I actually modify that?
Yeah.
Because like my website's kind of quiescent now, and I've moved to Substack.
Oh, okay.
So probably go to Substack. It's a whatever, charleseisenstein.substack or something like that.
All right, let me try and pull that up while you talk for a moment.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's right. Tell us about it. I'm going to remove myself while I look for it.
Yeah, my web guy was on vacation and the website was having a problem. I'm like, oh, I'll try Substack. And so now I'm like posting pretty regularly, like not just essays sometimes, but also like little personal reflections. And yeah, so you can subscribe to me there if you want to hear from me regularly. Great.
And okay, so I did find it. So here, and this is a good thing for people to know about. If people don't know about Substack, it's a great way to support authors. So you go to substack.com, then you find Charles Eisenstein, and then you subscribe to him. And it's only $7 a month. And again,
well, you can choose for free also, like
okay.
It's the same content whether you pay or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
All right, well, there you go. So let's all follow Charles on Substack. And Charles, thank you for taking the time to be with us. And thank you for sharing your journey of discovery with us. And we're all on this path, and we'll continue to learn and grow and discover together.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you so much, Charles. That was absolutely profound. And yes, as we're up-leveling as one human tribe, as Reverend Sylvia was talking about before, we can't keep casting each other out. We can't just keep pointing fingers and labeling and saying you are other, or we're not actually up-leveling as one human family. How can we get to that place that is at the core? I actually wrote a song about this called named At the Core, and the first line says, "When the hate comes, let there be love. When the hate comes, let there be love." So how can we start to practice that when we feel that programming, as Charles talked about, within ourselves, when we feel that activation of the programming and we start hearing that inner voice labeling, pointing fingers, belittling, dehumanizing? How can we zoom out and realize, okay, this person, these beings are also part of the human family. I may not agree, I may not like it, but realizing that it takes all of us. When the hate comes, let there be love. Love into that space of the unknown. Love into that space of realizing that every single human has something to teach us. I actually used to play this game when I was working on this with myself. I would pick something like the bank, the line at the bank. There's always someone who annoys you at the line at the bank or at the airport. You know, you pick these places where there's lots of people trying to do something quickly. And if I would see that person who was really acting up and being, you know, all irritated, and I would start to feel my own internal programming wanting to be like, gosh, that person's so irritating. I started to play this game where I would I would zoom out and I would say, wow, we all came here to play different roles so that we could help see each other and reveal each other more. And so I would zoom out and say, gosh, that guy in the line at the bank, he really chose a difficult role. He kind of chose the role of like the villain in the movie so that I could start to see what that's like and realize, oh, I don't want to choose that. I want to choose something that's more peaceful and more harmonious. So that really helped me, just kind of playing this game where I could observe actions that I didn't agree with and then realize, oh, if that action didn't exist, I wouldn't be able to know that that's not what I choose and choose something different. So thank you, Charles, so much for reminding us all of this incredible zoom out and reminding us to monitor the programming that I know we each deal with and we each have been subject to throughout our lives and either plays in our beings consciously or subconsciously. So on to our last guest of the evening, who is a very special being and friend. It's my honor to introduce Neil Garr. Is Neil here? Hi, Neil.
Hi.
Hey, thanks so much for being here. I first met Neil, I think, through Evolutionary Leaders.
Yep. I was running the webinar, producing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Neil's amazing, and we're going to get a chance to experience some of Neil's more artistic side tonight, which this is going to be a first for me, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I know Neil more as like a speaker, leader, and this is going to be a real treat. But let me just read about you, Neil, so that everybody gets to know you. Neil is a philosopher, historian, researcher, and spoken word artist. He presents his research on the ancient wisdom and future science of sound, vibration, and frequency, as well as in-depth explorations into ancient civilizations and archaeological discoveries. Neil is the founder of Portal to Ascension, a conscious event production company created in 2008 that hosts a wide range of presenters on a variety of topics, such as the origins of humanity, the existence of extraterrestrial life, exposing hidden truths, and exploring the nature of reality. Portal to Ascension has now worked with over 1,500 researchers, spiritualists, scientists, consciousness explorers, and more. Sounds incredibly exciting. I've been on the site and I just love what you're doing, Neil. Everyone should go check it out and dive into Neil's world. These are all topics that I've spent many, many, many hours of my life diving into, and I'm thrilled that you're going to take us deeper. So I turn it over to you, Neil.
Thank you so much. And I just wanted to comment on your last comment before you introduced me, that you said that, when you started seeing those that play the role of the villain as like playing the role they're supposed to, and it shifts, your whole perception. That's exactly what happened to me. In the years I created Portal to Ascension. I was into this for 6 years, and not until I realized that those that are playing this role, this negative role, signed up for this experience, and I'm getting the contrast of duality that I wanted, so my soul can grow through them acting this way, and that's really what stemmed everything that I do right now, and actually put me down the pathway of focusing on the consciousness and spirituality rather than the conspiracies, because I was deeply into the conspiracies back then. I was in fear a lot. So I just wanted to say that.
Beautiful.
All right, everybody. So I have, I think, around 5 minutes here. So what I'm going to do is a couple of spoken word pieces. If I can, I'll do 3 of them. And the first one I'm going to do is one that I just wrote. It's going to be on my hip hop album that's going to come out in January. I also have a spoken word album coming out that has classical music in the background. It's called Planet Earth. I have around 12 spoken word albums in the process. One's on Planet Earth. Then we go into aliens, astral travel, different topics. But this one's from the Planet Earth album called Mother Earth. And it's about the divine maternal mother. This right here It goes out to one of the manifestations of source. The north sky reflects light on my porch. The entire planet is my church. Even when she is scorched, Mother Nature will nourish and replenish the soil so that mankind, we can reap the spoils, abundance, creation and destruction, the Kali Ma personification, manifesting on this plane in the form of all life, married to Father Sky. Our minds remain fertile, earth in the back of a turtle, the Nephilim reversal and generations of persecution. Nemesis brings retribution, and Ishtar's contribution are the flowers that bloom. The life that we once knew, she is the one who provides unconditional love to you as we move over her surface. I dedicate these verses. She is always of service. Time to give back, time to bring it back. The wounded feminine is where we've been at, but also the wounded man. The divine aspect ran away from our place a millennia ago. Patriarchy and damaged egos took over this world. Now is the moment to bring back the days of old. You see, the divine feminine, it has been on hold, but never truly left. The energy transcends gender as we embark on this quest to remember our nest. Before we were born, she blessed you and me. You and me. But who are we? An illustration of beauty and art displayed in the cosmos for all those who pass us to see and admire. She is the fire, the water, the wind, the birds. All creatures have heard her voice, sings lands into existence, providing assistance and gravitational resistance so we can continue to thrive. When we die before our souls return to the sky, we join her and we become her again. She is the truest of friends, with us until the end and rebirth. She is Mother Earth. She is Mother Earth. She is Mother Earth. This next piece here, this is called Atlantis. So let me ask you, everybody, are we one yet? Going back to source, no remorse when reinforce the course that we all endorse. Unconditional love, it's the highest vibration, a gift from above. Desolation or separation, we must be the ones to say this is enough. You see the third dimension? It was meant to be tough. There is no captivity, so unlock the cuffs, move away from hate and trust, begin to shift the earth's crust into a straight axis. Just like in Atlantis, stop causing damage and learn to manage self-realization. When people start to vanish, when we change our intentions and join the like-minded souls in the fifth dimension, this is the beginning of our oversoul mission. What is it that you envision for the future incarnations? The Christ consciousness has arisen, tear the perception of being in a prison, this industrial system slumber of opposites, duality, where we get lost and forget how to achieve liberation. The curiosity won't last for long at all. As you move to the aquatic age, break free from the third dimensional cage of limitations, Freemasons being misplaced in this illusionary reality. Governing authorities, there will be no more war. Co-create a love ambassador, open the doors. Life isn't supposed to be a chore. No getting on your knees, worshiping entities from the floor. The message is simple, we don't need to know anymore. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. And here's one final piece I think I can fit in here. This is called The Sixth Sun, and this is also going to be actually a 6-minute rap song, but I'm only doing the first verse, which is called The Sixth Sun, and then the other verses are going through the 9 layers of hell, even though hell is kind of doesn't mean what conventionally is accepted as there being a hell, but the 9 levels of kind of human experiences that could be hell-like. So this is the first verse on here called The Sixth Sun. The sixth sun has risen. We're now in the sixth world, spread for years by our human peers. The sixth sun has risen. We're now in the sixth world, spread for years by our human peers. The sixth sun has risen. We're now in the sixth world, passed down from years by our human peers through oral tradition, information about a collective mission, what a new reality would envision, spoken through Toltec and Aztec wisdom. We discuss and perceive larger cycles of time than even the Maya depicted. It was known that we're in a transition that started in 1991. As we move from the fifth to the sixth sun, what are we waiting for? What have we waited for? These wars will stop. The sunspots increase in diameter and frequency as the frequency of this planetary body shifts and changes. So does the neural networks within our brains, kids, adults, animals, family. We've been blinded, you see, to the vibratory energy that the universe breathes. In the last of the 9 hells, exiting the solar plexus, humans unable to think for themselves, we're at a nexus point. A decision shall anoint. The sun god I point out is the Son of God. that resurrects and reflects over water, including the second ocean known as space, where the cosmic rays during this transitory phase will encase and wash over the solar system. And in the skies, we may see both stars become one as we enter the sixth sun. The sixth sun has risen. We're now in the sixth world, spread for years by our human peers. The sixth sun has risen. We're now in the sixth world, spread for years by our human peers. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, Neil, so beautiful, absolutely powerful. Now, don't go away for a second, because I want people to know that there's a lot of wonderful things that Neil creates. Like Kristin was saying, he puts on his Portal to Ascension conferences twice a year. I've been blessed to attend and speak there, and it's happening right now this weekend. So we still have tomorrow and Monday. So go to portaltoascension.org, portaltoascension.org, and you can register for free or by donation, and definitely join in. I know that Deborah led an incredible panel on activation last night. And so definitely go there. And there's one other place I want to direct people to, and that's his YouTube channel. Now, again, Neil has a lot of your favorite presenters that you've seen on Saturday Night Live. You can also see on his web YouTube channel. And it's, again, the YouTube channel is Portal to Ascension. Like right there, he's got JJ and Desiree Hertalk and all of the different conferences that he's done. And so many of the amazing speakers that he's had: Stephen Greer, Laura Eisenhower, Mark Sims. I know Elizabeth April has been a lot of your, remember I hosted her on your event last year. So definitely, Neil, you are a leader in this field, and it's wonderful to hear you, because you're so busy helping to get our artists out there and our other presenters. It's great to hear your talent and your artistry.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate both of you, all of you, and Deborah as well. Thank you so much for having me.
That was amazing, Neil. I feel so lifted and just so incredible. I'm thrilled to hear that you're doing a new CD that weaving in classical music as well. That's going to be thrilling. What is that called, and when can we expect it?
So the first album is called Planet Earth, and it's an 8-track album. Basically, I have like 1,000 spoken word pieces, and I put them all into albums, 1,000 of them. So the first one's Planet Earth, and that's going to come out in January.
In January. Okay. We'll all be on the lookout.
Thank you, Kristin.
I can't wait to collaborate. It's going to be great.
Please contact me, email me. I want to talk to you for sure. Okay.
Big love.
Appreciate you. Bye.
Thank you, Neil. All right, here we go.
We are one. We are one. We are one. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. We are one. One love. We are one. One love. We are one love, yeah, yeah, one love, 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 one love.
All right. I'm gonna add Deborah. There we go. And thank you to Jay Mayer. I'm gonna just put the spotlight on Jay for a second for creating all those videos. Jay, we love you. Thank you so much. We're gonna see one of Jay's videos during the after show as well. Well, Deborah, here we are. We're winding down another amazing show.
Another amazing show. Want to thank everyone for your donations, your support, for being with us. It really encourages Scott and I to continue, just keep evolving what we're doing here. And so just thank you so much from the bottom of my heart and my energy. And everything that we've shared is on our email, so watch for the replay that comes on Monday. And Scott, would you like to share the promo video on?
Absolutely. So here is the week. Here's what we're doing next week. And literally this promo video is straight out of the oven, straight from Alan and Son, who create these videos for us. Here we go. Throughout human history, there have been great beings who have led the way into helping us to see the next evolution, the next step forward for humanity. Some of these have been spiritual teachers. Others have pointed to new philosophies, new science, even new ways of managing politics. As we are now in an unprecedented time of human history and conscious evolution, a new leadership is emerging. And these leaders are helping us to remember that divinity is not outside of us, but it's inside, within all of us. And so we at Saturday Night Alive are proud to bring you some of the next generation of luminaries and leaders, bringing us into the new world, the next paradigm. The twin rays, Shekinah and Sananda, are living embodiments of what it means to be a divinely activated human being. We also are grateful to have coming back Adam Apollo, Eden Amadora, and Shauna Bluestar, all powerful leaders of the next generation. Our musical artists include our beloved Nina Gray, Robert Coxon, Shyla Ray Sunshine. And hosting the show will be Deborah Giusti and myself, Scott Catalis. So join us on Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe, October 9th, 2021. And please register at globalpeacetribe.com. That's globalpeacetribe.com. And we'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday night.
Absolute potentiality being able to be manifested at any moment when you return back to your infinite presence, your divine presence as infinite awareness, as the true self, the true nature of love itself.
And many of our beloveds who are here and present have witnessed and seen with their own eyes what we say abilities are limitless and what is possible.
Absolutely, you know, and we're here to really catalyze the miracle, to awaken the miracle in its physical experience, and for you to acknowledge that miracle that is within you, and then teach you certain ways in order to really harness that purity, that potency, and those birthrights that you have, but no one's taught you maybe. Or maybe you've learned, or there's a remembrance deep within you that what's possible, there's a divinity that's waiting to be manifested, whether it's been a dream that you've experienced that night, or there's a memory there. But truly, what we say to you is that what is possible in this human instrument, there is no limits at all.
That little segment at the end of the Twin Rays is from our supporters party that we had on Thursday night. And for any of you that donate at $50 or more, you're going to become one of our supporters, come to special events like this. I don't know if you noticed, but literally as he was speaking, the lights went on behind him. It was one of those little magical moments. And I want to thank Alan and Son. I don't think they even knew I was going to. There's Alan's leg and there's Son. They're the people who create these videos. And what I love about what we're seeing is that's probably how most of you look, on your couch, chilled out, watching Saturday Night Alive. So thank you, Alan and Son, for giving Kristin and Deborah and I a visual image of what's going on with thousands of people right now.
Oh, well, it's been such an amazing night. I feel uplifted and in tune, and that video was totally next level. I'm excited for next week's Saturday Night
Scott, we've got a
Alive.
couple more things to announce.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. What we also do is use this platform to announce what other people are doing, other incredible producers. And we wanted to make sure we shared with you that The Wisdom of Trauma is going to be released again. This is an amazing film that was put out a couple months ago. It's going to be released now with another 6 days of speakers. As you know, and this is with Dr. Gabor Mate, but also it's going to have Jamie Lee Curtis, Jewel, Marianne Williamson, Ashley Judd. A lot of people are coming together now and really seeing how trauma in our society and in our soul is really the cause of a huge amount of dysfunction. And we can't just give it meds. We can't just diagnose it. We need to get to the source of the wounding. And that's what this movement is about now. It's amazing. So the film is going to be showed. I'll put the link in the chat room. It will also be in our emails, but check it out because it's an amazing film, really evolutionary. They had 4 million views when they showed it last time. So check it out this time. Wisdom of
We've
Trauma.
got a little trailer. Here's the trailer that can tell people.
Great.
Yeah, give
Right.
you a taste of it.
In the US, the richest society in history, fully half of the citizens have a chronic disorder such as high blood pressure or diabetes. Anxiety amongst young people is growing rapidly. Asthma and autoimmune diseases are on the rise, as are addictions. Depression is rising. Youth suicide is rising. All is not well.
I started heroin at 26. That's what really destroyed me. It just takes the pain away.
It's easy to want to escape reality completely instead of coping with it.
And so the question is, can we be human beings in the midst of civilization? Because what we call civilization demands the denial of human needs.
Please welcome Dr. Gabor Mate.
Every human being has a true, genuine, authentic self. And the trauma is that disconnection from it, and the healing is the reconnection with it. Why do we get disconnected? Because it's too painful to be ourselves.
So you sort of a bit like in The Matrix when Neo sees everything's made out of numbers. You look at people and you see all their trauma and damage.
That's what I see. So trauma is not the bad things that happen to you, but what happens inside you as a result of what happens to you. What do you want to tell me? What comes up right now?
Shame.
Thank you.
My father, he would spank us and take a belt to us.
Who did you speak to about your pain?
Nobody.
Yeah, that's the trauma. In other words, by the time you were 5 years old, you were completely alone. People are much more lonely and isolated than they used to be. Literally, it causes inflammation in the body and suppresses the immune system. You've been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Correct. In my view, people that develop cancer have a hard time expressing healthy anger.
Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump, there were two traumatized people fighting to govern a traumatized world.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And these are the people that our society rewards with power. Our schools are full of kids with learning difficulties, mental health issues that are trauma-based, but the average teacher never gets a single lecture on trauma. We need trauma-informed medical care, trauma-informed education. If we had a trauma-informed society, we'd have a society that looks much more compassionate.
You did. You made a difference in my life.
Thank you for being in touch.
I don't feel like I'm a bad person anymore. Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I just want people to see the truth. Solutions arise out of people when they confront themselves with the truth, when they're not afraid of the truth.
I think the biggest thing that this whole healing journey has taught me is how to be human.
Wow. Powerful. Very, very powerful. So please, everybody, sign up, register if you have not seen the Wisdom of Trauma movie. Deborah's putting that link into our Zoom room and also the Facebook page. A couple of last announcements. I really want to invite people to my Sacred Sunday show. And tomorrow's show is going to be a really special one. It's going to be with Daniel Malone. He's again one of our favorite musical artists, coming all the way from Argentina. He's in Argentina right now. And he's going to be talking about the power of Sanskrit mantras. He's going to sing some Sanskrit mantras for us and talk about that. So it's going to be a really beautiful opportunity for us to drop into that particular world of Sanskrit mantras. I'm curious if Kristin has anything to say about that in a moment. But one last thing I want to announce is every Friday night, I do 3 shows a weekend: Friday night, Straight Talk, Saturday Night Live, and the Sacred Sunday show. And next Friday night's Straight Talk, on Straight Talk, that's where we deal with kind of the more dicey issues, if you will, where we sometimes tackle tough stuff. And next week, we're going to be talking about how queer is still sexy and weird and beautiful. And we've got 3 people joining us that have a special coaching practice called Flourish Coaching, who are going to be with us talking about that. So it's going to be a special show. Every Friday night, I do Straight Talk with my teaching partner, Trish Wright. So I want to encourage you to join us. And that's always Friday nights at 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 for you late East Coasters. So that's what we've got coming up. And we're about to roll into the after show. I'm going to bring Deborah on to see if Deborah wants to say goodnight or any final thoughts.
Oh, just amazing again. So much gratitude to Kristin. We love you so much. You bring such a beautiful essence and healing and quality to our shows. This is an incredible collaboration. So we love you and appreciate you and all the presenters. It's just always amazing. And everyone joining, we can feel you and we love you very much.
Great. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. Deborah does so much. She's up early in the morning, working every day on this show. So thank you, Deborah. Thank you for making it happen.
Thank you both. You guys are so amazing. What an empowered team to work with. So much positivity. I feel like there's this attitude of we can figure out anything that comes up, and it's really a joy to work with you both. So thank you. And thank you all who have been watching tonight. We are just so honored that you join us, and with so much enthusiasm and love and willingness to open your hearts, open your minds. And it truly is something that when we can all dive in together and learn and grow as a team. Up-leveling, right? We have definitely done some up-leveling tonight. So I think it is time.
Tell us about the after show.
Yes. Okay. So we are officially concluding our main show and moving into our after show.